It's the face you put on the world that defines who you are.
Who are you?
I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog.
Gus Polinski, polka king of the Midwest.
Del Griffith, director of sales, shower curtain ring division.
When you see his face, when you see his performance and just Peng in general, you just got nothing but joy for me.
Sure, yeah. And that's amazing, like to live a life where somebody doesn't have something bad to say about you. And I think that's a true testament to what John Candy brought to the screen.
That's the point about mental health and anxiety, where we just keep it in. I mean, the generation back then, it was more.
They kept it in.
Wow. Now we talk about it a lot, but how much do we keep in compared to how much should we talk about?
Well, you think what you want about me. I'm not changing. I like me.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geekout movie reviews. It's G-Man here, Joe Kibbs, and today we're going to review I Like Me, the John Candy documentary that was just released on Amazon Prime. Before we get into it, this video is sponsored by Cherry's Click. See the magic, be the magic, see in the description below. And let's get into it, man. John Candy, I mean, this is made for us.
Yeah.
And we've been fans. When I say made for us, I mean, we've been talking about John Candy for ages.
Yeah.
We love his movies. We grew up with his movies. We done a review on Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, which is one of our favorite John Candy movies and films just in general. And we've always spoke about John Candy as his presence on screen, like from our perspective, right?
Yeah.
He just looked like that jolly, happy guy. And we had no idea what was going on in the background. You know, and you never do, you know, especially with actors back then. Now you got actors and they got social media and funny shit all over the place. Especially back then, you had no idea what they're going through.
Yeah.
And what the industry could put them through, what fame will put them through, all that sort of stuff. And this documentary was just perfect for us to get to know John Candy and just kind of respect him even more and just kind of like understand what he went through from all aspects, man. From like getting into the industry to breaking the industry, becoming a superstar, representing Canada, putting Canada, I mean, I don't want to put Canada on the map, but he represented Canada.
Yeah.
And then all the struggles he went through, the mental health stuff, the anxiety stuff, the weight stuff. It's deep, man. It really broke it down for us. And a lot of his friends, I mean, the cast list that joined us, man, people we grew up with in the 80s is absolutely amazing. I mean, first of all, his children were there, like Chris Candy, his son, his daughter, Jennifer Candy, Sylvian, Rose Candy, his wife, was there. But then a lot of other familiar faces, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, you had, Martin Shaw, you had Steve Martin, you had Eugene Levy, Robin Duke, you had Tom Hanks, Mel Brooks,
Kara O'Hara.
he was a big part of it.
The other comedian as well. There's loads, man.
Loads,
so much.
all of that we grew up with.
All of that. Yes.
The
Chris Grammers, John Hughes. Oh my God. All of them. Yes.
Beautiful testimonies from all of them and just beautifully telling his story.
Yeah.
And this kind of documentary read from like almost like the beginning.
Yes.
Right. And it just kind of gradually went through some of his key movies. I will get into like stuff that we feel that was myths.
Yeah.
But starting off from the beginning, you know, born in the 50s and his father passing away. Going on, it started off with that, man.
It did.
I mean, look, it did start off by Joy, like saying that, you know, when you see his face, when you see his performance and just Peng in general, you just got nothing but joy for me.
Sure, yeah.
You know, just all that we see it before, and then it gets deep. But yeah, you had opening testimonies from
Bill Murray kind of started off and he was like, I don't want to cry.
Right.
And he goes, I had nothing bad to say.
He goes, that's the problem.
And that's amazing, like to live a life where somebody doesn't have something bad to say about you. And I think that's a true testament to what John Candy brought to the screen. There's a scene in there where his son talks about the reason why he played all of these dad roles was that he didn't have his father present. And he felt like he could represent himself as a father and his dad that wasn't there in these characters that he played, and wondered that, that could have been like this guy, that could have been like that guy. Really touching moment from his son. But oh man, so brilliant. And I mean, seeing all the cast, all the people that he grew up with, all the people in the industry, his sketch comedy, his process and what he did and what he got up to and what he became. The guy left the world too early, bro.
40, I am
43. He was 43 years old.
43.
Yeah, he
And,
left early.
I mean, I don't want to start off by his passing,
Hmm.
but that was very deep. I mean, I don't want to go back. I just said I don't want to start by it hit me. That part.
Mm.
It's almost like he knew.
Hmm.
And they said they found him with the Bible. And regardless of religious beliefs, just the fact that he was reaching out to God,
Yeah,
whatever it means, like that I don't know, that hit me. Like,
he felt like he was on borrowed time.
right.
And as a father, and I deeply connected to that, is that you want to be here for your kids.
Mm,
No matter what, you want to be here for your kids. You want to see your kids' first steps. You want to see your kids' first words. Anything they do, you want to be there. And the fact that he felt like he was on borrowed time, he wanted to secure that they have anything, if anything happens. He had that fear in his head. You know, he lost his dad passed away at 35 years old. He was like 5 years old at the time. And he carried that trauma with him. But as you said, that conversation with God, even though we didn't see his religious side,
mm,
was that he just knew at that point. And it is heartbreaking to hear, bro, man. Really heartbreaking to hear. And like, I never knew.
mm.
I never knew. We just
We just
past
found
it.
a way else to wait. Yeah, actually, that's all we knew. I mean, it started off with like, going into when he was born and then he lost his father. And it was just kind of started from there. And it's something they were saying that it wasn't talked about. He was just a kid. It just,
Yeah.
that he was done his birthday like normal. And Elliot talks about this with kids. You don't allow them to express their emotions. You just kind of move on with things.
Yeah.
And especially in those times as well, things wait for them. You don't try to get a kid's emotion out. It's just like, no, we move on. That's exactly what happened to me. He had no grieving process over his father's death. And I guess he was young. He didn't even probably know like, mostly what was going on.
No.
But that did stick with him for his whole life. Yeah.
Mm.
Until when he had his children and he tried to make an effort to be there, for them and stuff like that. Which was deep. But yeah, man, I was so looking forward to this documentary because he's someone that I'm always wanting to know more about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was 100%. I think you see this character on the big screen, but you don't know what they're like behind the screen. And the first thing that Bill Murray said was, I don't have nothing bad to say about this guy. They told you that he looked after not his just own family, his brother and the family, his cousins, his mum. Like that's like traditional old school values that he had in him, that I want to look after everybody. And, when he didn't even have the money, he was paying the bills for other actors, the comedians, but he just kind of lived it large. He was grand. I think that was the best way that Dan Aykroyd had said it. When they started off with his eulogy, and that was really heartfelt, man, because it was like, all this guy did was give. And there was moments in there where he got bumped as well. But he was like, I'm just doing favors for other people.
That's it.
Like, I just wanted to be that guy to help people. He wanted to bring people in. He wanted to push out creativity. He had this, I felt like after watching that documentary and thinking about it, he had this mission, bro. He had this mission to provide for the people around him and to make sure everything's going to be all right, whatever happens to him.
Yeah.
And the legacy he leaves behind, bro, is enormous. Enormous legacy that he leaves behind. Like, I didn't even know about his stand-up stuff, bro.
Right.
So to learn about that, that he worked with like Martin Short, Dave, Cara O'Hara, what's the name? Levy?
Yeah, just something Levy.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Because all I remember Eugene from is American Pie.
American Pie. True. That's true.
It's only now that I learn more about their background. I mean, what's his name from Ghostbusters? I mean, Bill Murray. Did you see him with the mustache and the hair, bro?
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me?
It didn't even look like him.
No, it didn't. And then you got Harold Grimes, who played Egon. And, they all had a lot of family, man. It was, like, really nice to see.
And you can see, like, when they kept talking, like, every time he was introduced to someone, it's like they hit it off so well.
Yeah.
They become almost like brothers and stuff like that. Dan Aykroyd. And before he was like, what was he doing before? I forgot now. What was he doing before he became an actor? He was working for someone who was smashing it. What was he doing?
Like a
My mind's gone blank.
retail sales manager or something like that. We're flying around the country. Right, I gave him a car and he was working. I can't. It's almost like a Harrods.
Okay, yeah, I remember. And he was smashing it and one. He was like, no, I wanna be an actor and whatnot.
Mm.
And they were saying that like in school he was like an athlete, right? He was he done the football and his knees got busted and
That's right.
all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
the guy was super athletic, man. Think
Yeah.
about him. He's always a big frame dude, but he was athletic, man, to be a football player and everything. And after he busted his knee, then after he obviously kind of moved on from that. But it's when he like broke through with comedy and everyone was just kind of like that, this guy's got something, you know what I mean? And he became an instant sort of superstar in the industry. And it started off with like, what movie did it start off with? I mean, it started off with his sketches, but I think one of his big movies immediately was like, Home Alone. Home Alone was there. Can't remember the timeline it went through. But
No. Just type it in. I'm sure it'll come up.
yeah,
But he did a lot of like comedies before he went into when he met John Hughes.
right.
John Hughes is that era where they kind of bounced off each other and they did like The Great Outdoors, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Home Alone. There's loads.
There's loads, yeah.
Like so, like he even carried on Uncle Buck.
Yes, that's what they started off with, right?
Yeah, that was the first movie they kind of started off with.
Yeah, I mean,
Amazing, man.
he done
Amazing.
like it's like a was it western or something like comedy western
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like he is just like just give us so much more on him.
You never do it on the screen, man.
What I want to get into is the part that we didn't see because he brought so much joy to everyone and everyone around him, and his performance was so joyful, but his performance was so serious. But when I say serious, I mean like it was him. I remember Steve Martin was talking about that scene in Planes, Trains and Automobiles. The one that the scene just before that is what we always reference, which was super funny. But just after that, which is where the title I Like Me comes from, when Steve Martin just gets at him, man, that was as if this and in. And then when he responds, his performance was so good. Steve Martin was like, we're acting, right? Since acting, like that's how good he was. But in a way, it was him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was saying like that he was truly expressing himself.
Yeah,
That's what he was holding on to or whatnot. And then same thing as you said when he was doing the scenes in like Uncle Buck with the kids, which was a deep scene where he had Macaulay Culkin and the girl in the back, the baby kid in the back, and he's about to take him to a racetrack. And when he looked at them, and he saw them. He didn't see two actors, and this is a scene. He saw two children that he was just about to corrupt with, or just take them to a place they shouldn't be. And it was him as a human being that was doing these scenes and whatnot, which hit, man. And I was like, man, this guy, like, I just didn't know that, when you think that someone's acting, and yes, they are, and there's report, sometimes you do forget the humanity that,
100%.
because acting is like, in a broad stroke, like faking, right? You're really faking a character, but you're not really getting into a character. But with him, for example, and most of his stuff that he did, it was him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was him. And that's what I feel like those sort of scenes hit. And when you watch those movie again now, it's like, damn, man, like that it brings like emotions to you.
As an adult now, after watching Planes, Trains and Automobiles, those heartfelt, those moments, bro, like that I Like Me, and then the last bit about his wife died 8 years ago, and the rest of it. You felt that in his eyes, man. You felt that when he spoke. And I think as much as he was a comedian, he was a great actor, bro. He was a great actor. And he's done several movies where he's like shocked the hell out of me. Cool Runnings, The Great Outdoors, bro. Him and that's father and son relationship. Like I would never know what that is like. I've got 2 daughters. So that father and son relationship is a whole different ballgame. I have some moments with Idris because I see him as my son sometimes because I know he's my nephew, but to give him advice, to try and help, to like process the best way he can. And that's because of John Candy movies, because he was always the funny, silly dad, but he had heart, man, in what he was doing.
Yeah.
Even though he was in The Great Outdoors, he was basic. He was basic. He was the basic brother.
No, he was responsible.
No, sure. Now Aykroyd has a loser. Sorry, yeah. So in that one, he plays the responsible father. But in, say, something like in Uncle Buck,
He's the basic uncle.
yes,
Right.
yeah, It's interesting, man.
He had so much characters in it. They were saying like he had that character who was like the wise guy type of dude, the big shot.
Johnny Toronto. He put him in Splash. He put that character in Splash, which worked really well with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
But I almost forgot that, man. That he was like,
Exactly.
that's such a great film as well, man.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't seen it in ages. I think we were going to drop it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drop and watch that one, man. But what was touching was a lot of stuff coming from his son. Was that father-son relationship was just deep, just because he did lose his father in it.
Yeah.
And he had was it a scared moment? He had a scared moment. Who was it that was gonna there was a moment where someone was went to the hospital. Why am I going black, man, on there or something like that? I feel like
Was in the hospital. Did he have the panic attack while he was doing the cowboy film?
right, it was him.
The actor was like, should I tell him? But he was like, no, I don't want anybody.
But that was the end.
Yeah.
That was the end. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There's a scene in the there was a little story in the halfway through or something where
His brother.
his brother
The brother had a mild heart attack.
right, and he had as a 5-year-old, his father passed away, and he almost had that kind of PTSD thing, like it's happening to me again, bro. Like that was like that was.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine, as a 5-year-old kid, you lost your father, you don't have any grievance, like, because you don't allow it, or your family has not allowed you to do that.
That's
And then when you're older, this happens to your brother and your loved ones, and you're like, fuck, it's happening again. And you're gonna have to deal with it because you never dealt with
The first time around.
time.
Yeah, so that's difficult. Yeah, that's very difficult.
Man. But I think the testimonies from everyone was just super, super amazing, man. It's just great to see that sort of like love that he had that everyone had for him and whatnot. And we saw that.
I saw that
movie.
You see it through all of the actors that spoke. Mel Brooks, bro. My guy's like 100 years old, bro. What he said was just beautiful. Like, we lost him too early, and like this guy was out of this world, and like we lost him too early. And he played Bath, and I goes, "Your full name, Bartholomew." I can't even say it properly, but I just wiped some chili in my eye, man. Lose.
And wasn't it? He thought that he wasn't gonna get the role, but I'm pretty sure it was the one with Mel Brooks, and he was like, "Oh yeah, cool, thank you." No, it wasn't Mel Brooks. Was it that one? Yeah, and he was like, "Oh yeah, cool, thank you, whatever." I was like, "No, I want you to be in this movie."
1942, Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. See, my mind's not.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
But yes, when you got visionaries like Steven Spielberg, Mel Brooks, seeing the talent that this guy has and just bringing him in, I mean, it's just absolutely like, you see it in his movies, man. I think that thing that got me, it kind of made me angry at people, is when they were the weight stuff. You know, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
And I think Jonah Hill has talked about this before.
Yeah.
Not in regards to John Candy, but just the industry, that you become the funny fat guy. You know, and that's what you get cast at. And then you get these stupid reporters, and I'm calling them out, because why would you ask a silly question like that? Like, you know,
But that was the time, man.
I guess so, but people might do it now or what? I guess so, but people to like, it's like questioning him about his weight and asking him, "Are you okay with it?" Like, yeah, of course he's okay with it.
Fucking hell, man.
You know what I mean?
That takes a lot of acceptance, and I personally feel like he did deal with it in some kind way sometimes. Sometimes sarcasm, but he dealt with it in such a way where it's like, I have those moments. Maybe look too big or the rest of it, that insecurity. But you let go of that. Once you let go of that, he was fully comfortable with the way he was. And he didn't really even do comedies about his weight anyway. He was an artist.
Right.
He was a creative. He was trying to make people laugh. He was, you know, that little scene that they had that Conan was talking about regarding a little sketch where Yellow Belly, who was like, they're freaking out. And the kid said, "Is that Yellow Belly?" Pound, is that the kid? And then shoots the mum with the squat. And you're like, he was trying to make people laugh with dark comedy, bro.
Right.
He was trying to introduce, I feel like John Candy was trying to introduce more dark comedy to the scene as well. Like, you know, we could do fucked up shit, make it funny, but not to a point where, oh my God, like this is too offensive. I feel like he pushed the boundaries to do stuff like that. Even in the movies that we've grown up with, there are, you know, like they cut that scene out of Home Alone when he's speaking to O'Hara and he's like, "Do I smell like rap?"
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, you know, I mixed it with Old Spice and shit, and I'm like, this is crazy. I would have died if I heard that. Do I smell like rap? There was a rap dying on the wall and shit. the guy was just spitballing.
Yeah,
I heard he did that in 24 hours, bro. Improv.
yeah, improv was just amazing. They were saying, man, he was just able to just spit it all out and whatnot. So, I mean, that's his creative mind. That's his comedic mind. Everyone's trying to say, he never lift off that. I'm the fat comedian, dude. He was like, no, I'm
a fucking comedian.
When I
creative.
put on an acting, like when I need to be serious, I could be serious. I can bring that out on me or whatnot.
Exactly.
Which is what he done in all his movies and stuff. But I just like, why would you ask him that and kind of categorize him in that sort of thing? Which is why it got me a little bit like,
You bastards.
yeah, you bastards, man. You know what I mean? He's a nice guy and he handled it so well.
He did.
Handled it like a gentle.
He is a gentleman.
Smile.
He is.
And he answered it in a way like, I'm happy, my family's happy,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But why would man, a regular person would be like, man, fuck you, man. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, man. But he's handled it so well. I mean, look, I think there was points where he did stop smoking and he tried to
Yeah, no, he got a dietitian and everything and the rest of that. And he was getting mental health treatment as well, which his son talked about, which was really good. And I know it's a point we're going to touch on. But yeah, like, it was a different time then, bro. It was a different time of, like, you know, and he did lose weight on that point where he looked quite, you know, healthy. And then they wanted the big guy. He felt like they wanted the big guy. Right. So he gave that big guy. But you don't realize the toll it took on his body as well, man. Like, that takes a toll on your arteries, everything, your heart. You push that weight around. But listen, I never judged John Candy to be the big funny guy.
yeah.
I have always seen him as Uncle Buck, all the characters that he's played in these movies,
Yeah.
and given me memories. Because did you see what they did for him, bro? They shut down that whole freeway, bro. They don't like they would have done that for two people, bro. The president and somebody else. And he got like that means he touched the world in such a way, bro, with his kindness, with his jokes, with what he brought to creativity and what he leaves behind for his kids. Like, beautiful man. You know, when you see some of the documentaries, they give you the dark side of these motherfuckers, man. He was a good guy, man. Like, that's amazing to hear, bro.
There was not one thing I can remember where they were like, he flipped out on someone. They done this to somebody. It was like,
Yeah, none of that, bro. None of that. What an amazing guy, man. And what an amazing documentary. I mean, shout outs to all the producers. I know Ryan Reynolds was one of them as well. But what a well put together story, because they gave us beginning to end. And it's sad because when Mel Brooks said that he was taken too soon, that hit me. Because I was like, I wonder what it would have been like, you know? And now his son will play in Spaceballs as Bath, which would be interesting to see. But then, you know, those key tender moments with his son and his daughter, man, that teared me up as well, because all them kids wanted was their dad. And sometimes that's taken away from you because of work and what we put ourselves through as family members to try and look after one another, to just do shit and then not be able to talk about that. Like he said, you know, in that end part, I can't remember the actor's name, where he said, you know, should I tell everybody at the set? And he was like, I don't want a microchip on me. I want everybody to watch me, because that means I won't get in on films later on.
I mean, and that's the point about mental health and anxiety, where we just keep it in. I mean, the generation back then, it was more.
They kept it in. Wow.
Now we talk about it a lot, but how much do we keep in compared to how much should we talk about?
No, they're not 100%, bro. No, they're like 20% that people will let you know what's going on. And that's saying that's very hard enough in itself. Oh man, poor kitty. That's hard enough in itself, but it's only 20 to 30%. I think we really and truly let out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. He said that he was talking to someone.
Yeah. His son said that it inspired him to get help with anxiety,
Right.
so that he was seeing somebody at the time, but it wasn't something that was out there.
Right, and it's not something like when he was in the interview that they would talk about it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like what they would talk about, or they spread that, especially back in the days, in those day and age, like when they're interviewing him and they're talking about, oh, you've lost weight or something like that. They wouldn't even bring up, oh, I heard you've also been talking to a specialist about your mental health and your anxiety and whatnot. I mean, how much people, I mean, that inspires people now. And I want to say men especially, to to go out and have those chats and speak to people and get help from that perspective. But they didn't ask him about that sort of stuff. I mean, I know it wasn't a thing then, man, but how inspiring would that have been for people, be it the regular person or people in the industry, just to talk about, this is what the industry putting on me, man. Like the fame and all this sort of stuff, man. This is the type of like what the anxiety that I'm going through, man. The expectations that I have. I'm just saying how inspiring would it have been to just hear that, man. John Candy back then. Like, we don't know. That's the thing. It's how much history and story, not just John Candy, but men back then.
Yeah.
We probably were talking about these things, but were embarrassed probably, or don't want the industry to know because I'm not going to get any jobs and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's the hardship over there, I suppose. And it would have been amazing to hear more about that, because I feel like we are even with now, as you said, bro, how much do we really say to each other? We say I've got used to saying, yeah, kind of okay, or no, I'm not, I haven't fully said, you know what, fuck, man, this shit is hard, man, it's not easy. Like, even with today, with what happened with my youngest, it's like, it ruined my head the whole day, because I didn't stop worrying about her, because all you want them to be is safe, and that's what he wanted for his kid, and it's what he wanted from his father as well, was that, I'll be okay, I'll be fine. And sometimes you just need that reassurance, right? That little reassurance, doesn't matter what you're going through. If somebody gives you a cuddle, a hug, talk, whatever, that kind of says, oh, it's a little bit of the weight lifted off my shoulder. And even when you do speak to a therapist, which I've been to as well, sometimes you maybe not get the right person. So you go through different people, and some of them may connect.
Yeah.
But it's not easy, bro, to find somebody to try and understand what you're mentally going through when there's how many people in this world, bro? You can't. Everybody is different. So that's the hardship I see, and more men talking about it, which is great. But not everything's gonna work. Not everything's gonna come out properly. Not everything's gonna be like to a point where you can say, "Oh yeah, shit, you know what? I think I'm gonna be alright," because it's hard to reassure yourself, and I think that's what he was doing. He was trying to reassure himself that I'm able to do this acting gig. I'm able to provide for all the people he looked after, bro. Like, that made me envious a little bit, because I'm like, bro, this guy, he didn't just take care of his family; he took care of everybody.
Yeah.
Mashallah, man, that's a good guy, man. And even if he was on a job, like even with the Steven Spielberg one, when he got custody, because I'm taking you guys with me, and he got all of his peeps on there, bro.
Right.
So it's like, here's a guy who kept on giving, and now it reminds me of that scene with Steve Martin. People kept on digging, and he drank and smoked to himself.
Yeah. I mean, the anxiety thing is like, shit, man. It's such a hard. We're so fragile, physically and mentally. And don't get me wrong, man. You can be strong. Yep, there's technique.
Yeah,
100% strong-minded people, but there's always something going on. I mean, look at this big, friendly giant, and little do you know, he's grinding through this stuff, and you feel like you got everything. Fame, money, family, loving kids. You just don't know what someone's going through, man. And it's sad to hear that he did go through that. And I'm glad he got help, but man, I wish, like, again, it was easy to talk about. So he could have Dan Aykroyd and Neil Murray and all of them around him, and Carol O'Hara. Is that her name?
Carol O'Hara.
Around him to talk about those things, man. Maybe that could have been a difference. I don't know, but it's just like one of those things you just don't talk about. And I'm glad this documentary came out, and I know Ryan Reynolds, loves him, and he knows he's a national treasure.
Yeah.
He's a national treasure of Canada.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds really put a lot of emphasis on making this happen and whatnot. And I'm glad he did, man, because you get to know someone that you just adore. You know what I mean? Like you see their movies, and then you're just like, such rewatchable movies. All of them. Cool Runnings,
All of them.
The Great Outdoors, freaking Home Alone. Like, they're all rewatchable movies. And when you see him, I don't think he has a bad scene on any of these movies.
He does. He's always like, it's always been good, bro.
Always good to just see him on the screen. It's like, this is, he's always funny and whatnot. He's funny. He just shows emotion. He's just good. He's electric on screen.
100%, 100%. He is magnetic. You draw towards him. He's really good, but in everything he's done, there's not been a bad, as you said, bad movie where I could say, "Oh no, that was horrible." And you remember there was a scene in there where they were talking about, "Oh, you've done a couple of blunders and blah blah blah," and I'm like, he made movies. He don't see it as that. He saw it as creativity or helping a friend out or doing something. Movies are movies. I mean, I think any privilege of being able to be in a movie, I'm on that 100%, man. I'm coming. Let's go. I'm on this.
Again, I'm sorry, man. I think that's that silly question. I don't know. I don't know. But why would you bring that up? Oh, you made a couple of other movies, but
Because people want to work on your failures more than what you've achieved. Like, if I got a movie made, bro, that's an amazing achievement. You know what I mean? So the fact that he was doing that, but people don't see achievement, bro. People see what you've done wrong or bad.
yeah, I mean, jealousy as well. I want what he had, so let me just kind of like what he has. So you want to bring that up rather than talking about the successful movies, or rather just talking about movies in general. Like, you said you want to do next one, or you made a couple blunders. How the fuck is he supposed to like respond to that? I mean, he responded well. Of course, he's a gentleman. He's like, yeah, and I've made quite a lot of good films. Yeah, okay, somewhat not.
Good on him, man. Good on him. Look, what a good person. Oh, we got a little kitten here, and I have to put some food out for him. Oh, he loves cuddles, man. All right. Guys, it's on Amazon, so make sure you check it out. If you're a fan or you just want to learn about an actor who played a big part of the 80s and 90s in the movie industry, he's definitely somebody to look into. Like, once you see one of his movies, you want to see him in every other movie that he's ever done. And I know we're talking about his mainstream stuff, but, Splash, Uncle Buck, he was brilliant, bro. He was brilliant. So definitely one to
That
look into.
yeah. So Uncle Buck, we should do a review on that, man, because
Yeah.
that was good.
I think we need to watch it again and do it.
Definitely.
Do a nice little deep dive.
I mean, his list of movies it goes back. He was in JFK, bro.
Yes, JFK with Kevin Costner. Yes.
Yeah. He was in let's go through this list. Let's go through some of the Little Shop.
Oh my god.
Rick Moranis was also in there, and they had that comedy sketch.
Yeah. That's right.
Was he in Ghostbusters? Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters.
Well, the first one.
He's there, yeah. Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters. Who was he in that?
Bloody hell! See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was in these movies in the background, and we didn't even know it. I bet when we watch that scene, we'll know it's him.
Yeah,
But like, just right now, off the top of my head, I couldn't even remember that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even know he was in that. I mean, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. These ones I know. We know he was in Sesame Street, which is cool. Great Outdoors. Uncle Buck.
Bloody hell, man! Look at that, man. It's just a catalog of amazing stuff.
Home Alone. Rescue Down Under.
Oh,
Delirious.
I was moving them.
His last movie, Cool Running, 903, last one, Canadian Bacon.
Oh, that's the cowboy one, isn't it?
I think
Well, no, that's Wagon East. So.
Wagon East, yeah.
Oh my god! So after he had passed, 1995 was his last movie. Oh man, what a legend! What an absolute legend! Like, he brings a smile to my face just talking about him. And like, that was a great documentary, man.
I feel like he's the type of dude, like, if you see him on the streets, he'll be like so welcoming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, get in the picture, I feel like he'd be that type of dude, man. And he just seemed like that type of dude. Like, when he was at going back to Uncle Buck, and when he was at the principal's office, and she was like, I see the child as a failure or whatever, and he was like, they're children. I want all children should be creative. Yeah, I say on this education thing, I'm paraphrasing. All children are amazing. Like, oh man, that's like from his character, he's supposed to be this like loser uncle dude, but at least he sees the value in human beings and in children or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, that was him.
Yeah, father's him. Oh yeah. Like, I like the relationship he had with Macaulay Culkin. He when he said he treated me like a personal. He treated me like an 8-year-old. He talked to me. We back and forth with each other. We read the script together. That was really nice. When my colleague said, I hope we cross paths. Like, I always hope I cross paths with him as a teenager. Like, again, like, there was moments in there that made me feel pretty sad as well, bro. Like, really, really sad for him, because it was like, this guy, grand, as Dan Aykroyd said, and we lost him too early.
A lot of vulnerabilities there, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Oh. Yeah.
Well, let's leave it there, man. I mean, I just wanted to give our thoughts about the documentary. I think it's worth doing. I think the impact that he made on comedy and movies in that time, and just I guess men as well, being in that sort of position, being in that masculine position. To this day is inspiring to know that this is all he's gone through. It is, and what is. Try to, you gotta know all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's one of our, like, I don't want to say he's like my favorite actor or something, but we bring him up so much time. It's so great that that we can watch his documentary and kind of have this podcast and one of dedicated to him.
Yeah, of course. I feel like it's a tribute from us as well.
Yeah,
Like a thank you for what you brought, the joyness and the laughter that you brought me as a kid and as an adult now. Like, who would say 20 years later we're still watching the same film? Like, we only watched Plays Trays, I feel like, early this year, and I'll watch it again. It's one of those movies I'll watch every year again. You know, any of these like those type of movies that we grew up with just have that longevity, bro. And even as an actor, as a person, he will live on for so long, bro. And what Ryan Reynolds and the production team have done here now is make that grow even bigger, bro.
they told his story, man.
Yeah.
They didn't touch on Cool Runnings though, and I thought that was a great movie, great performance. Everything about that movie was great. They didn't touch on that.
Let's say, because you still have to get studios to say yes to using the footage, using the people that are, so they probably said no to that.
That'd be a shame though. I don't know.
I thought Cool Runners, he was wicked in Cool Runners.
Also in Cool Runnings.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, this is like, that's the other side of the business.
Possibly.
That's the other side of the business. Maybe there was they probably wanted shitloads of money for it.
Maybe. We don't know.
No, but that's weird.
That it could have been a directional.
It's difficult because if you look at what Ian and Peter did for Christopher Reeve's story, his family had given him the director's full, like, here you go, take it, make what you can, and we'll go from there, and we'll back you, which they did, bro. So I feel like Warner Brothers played a big part of that as well by saying, here's the footage, here we go, take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you need that. I mean, of course, it's going to be a lot of money involved in that, but permissions and copyrights and all the rest of it, I think different studios as well, bro.
Because that was the only one I was
waiting for, because otherwise some of the actors would come from that as well.
Well, I know Mel Brooks was in it, and they talk a little bit about Spaceport, but they didn't really get deep into that either, as well. But man, electrifying guy, man.
Yeah,
grand guy, man. John Candy, it's nice, like I said, that this comes out now, and this is for us, man.
Yeah.
This is for us, our generation. Think about, we are that perfect generation.
Yeah.
For this, who this is for.
Yes,
I
definitely.
don't know if you could. Well, he just loves Home Alone, and maybe one day when he watches an adult, he will recognize John Candy more, because obviously he loves all the.
Yeah. Same thing with my daughter. She enjoys Home Alone as well.
So maybe, but this literally is for us.
That was for us. That definitely. That documentary was for us. Definitely.
So thank you, team, putting that together, and great tribute to John Candy, man.
Definitely.
If you guys haven't seen, and if you're our age, if you're in your 40s, like 35 to 45, you've watched his catalog of movies in that time, and you go up with that. You have to watch this just to get to know the person a bit better, man. It just puts a different context on the movies when you watch it now. Once you've got to know the person a little bit more, it just humanizes him. It humanizes him, and you kind of like I can't wait to watch more, like go back and watch movies.
Yeah, I guess
That's where he came from. That's where that
exactly.
scene came from. Like, it's deep.
No, absolutely amazing. If you guys get the chance, check it out. It's on Amazon at the moment now, but what a great tribute to an amazing person. And I mean, when Bill Murray started it off, man, I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. You know, like we've done everything good. He did try and say he did one bad thing, but it wasn't really anything bad. But that's a nice legacy, man. Mashallah, that's a great legacy, bro.
What a legacy.
What a legacy.
What a legacy. When you could put a whole
The kids are going to be proud. The kids are proud. But, you know, that's hard enough. That's hard enough. And it's made me think about what I leave back for our kids, for our nieces and nephews. What can we do? Which is this. They'll come back and say, be like,
Definitely. And then, like, you know, when I think Bill Murray was saying, like, you can judge a person on how they treat like a waiter or something like that.
yeah.
And I agree with that. So, you know, I've been in situations where, like, you know, you're with friends or with someone and whatnot, and they treating a waiter bad, and you're like,
You know,
what the fuck you talk like why the fuck are you talking to that person, man? And he was, I mean, Bill Murray was, I feel like Bill Murray was saying, yeah, like, he treated everyone with so much respect, and you could just tell that's the type of person he is.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I've been at those times where, like, you know what, that person goes spit in your food, bro. You're gonna get an extra latte with extra spit in there, bro.
What?
You know what I mean? Take it easy, man. Relax. Double check your tea before you drink it. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall, amazing, great. I don't even know what else I could say.
Yeah, definitely, man. Guys, check it out. Amazon Prime. I Like Me, John Candy. Great documentary. Great title. And that soundtrack, you know, every time I look, every time I
Every time I go, yeah,
every time I go,
I love it.
great soundtrack.
Good soundtrack, man. So good, so good. I love it.
Cool, man. Why don't you take us out?
All right, guys, as always, massive thank you. Guys. Loads of love recently. Loads of love. On this page, on the YouTube page, which is absolutely amazing. You guys are dropping love and you guys have been watching. We need some more of you guys, man. You guys, 80% of you guys now, man, are not subscribed. You guys watch it and you're not subscribed. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, hit like, share it with friends and family if you feel like it's going to connect with them. But make sure you check out all the links below. We've got all donation links for medical aid for Palestine. And we've got merch. We got merch, guys. We got Brothers Geekout hats and t-shirts and hoodies you can grab. Jump on that. I know there's a video I need to share of somebody who did show us some love. So, Oscar, thank you so much, bro. Loads of love coming to you. And just thanks to everybody who jumps in, man. Honestly, you guys are absolutely amazing. Whether it's our socials or here, massive thank you. Guys, over here, there'll be a little card that you guys can go check out all the interviews we do with some of these producers and directors. So click on that little card there. It'll be Lights, Cameras, and Action. And there's a new interview coming out very soon with Derek and our sister, who did the interview for Roofman. So please do check it out. It's a brilliant interview. Our sis absolutely smashed it. So that's in that link right there. But we've got other interviews in there, like with Jack Quaid, Amber Mid Thunder. My God, the list is amazing. So check it out. And then, as always, man, super grateful. We'll catch you guys up soon on the next one. Peace.